Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, we tackle the issues, we clarify matters, and we get on point. More names of contractors surface on the government's controversial flood control projects. Lawmakers are set to probe the supposed kickbacks received from taxpayers' money. A third party is being eyed to ensure there will be no sacred cows in the investigation. Let's get on point with Senate Minority Leader Tito Soto. He joins us via Zoom. Tito Sen, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. I know you're a little bit under the weather.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. I will surely make it at least by Zoom, even if I'm having some colds, cough and colds.
I hope you feel better in the next few days, Tito Sen. I'm going to start this interview with this TRICOM. The House is planning to form a TRICOM to investigate the controversy surrounding flood control projects. Do you think this is a good idea?
Any investigation on or concerning the people's money is a welcome thing, whether it comes from the House of Representatives or from the Senate or even from the NBI or any other agency who would be tasked to do that. Dapat yun kasi sobra, billion. Nakita mo, the president came up with, I think the figure is 500 billion for flood control. Kami na nasa gobyerno, dati na ako, alam ko na, oras na flood control. Kahit sinong humingi sa akin na mayor, governor, or whatever, humihingi sa akin flood control, never ako nagbigay, never akong pumayag. Kasi alam ko yung flood control, magde-dredging, ano ba to, yung slow protection, ganun. Di mo mabantayan yun. You will not be able to monitor how much they dredged. It runs into the billions. Ang hindi ko nagtataka ako, for the first time, in the 2025 budget, nagkaganon yun. Hindi ko naman nakita yun in the past.
Are you saying, Tito Sen, sa tagal-tagal mo sa Senado, sa lahat ng humingi sa inyo ng possible allocation sa kanilang mga areas, ng anything that is related to flood control, ay hindi po kayo naglagay sa budget o nag-amend sa budget?
Yes, never will I accept or never will I endorse any budget about flood control. Even when I was a greenhorn in 1992, tinuturuan ako ng mga matatanda doon eh. Sabi sa akin, huwag mong papatulan yung ganito, huwag mong papatulan yung mga gamot, alam ko lahat yun eh. Kaya bago pa lang ako doon, alam ko na yung ano iingatan ko.
Siguro just to follow up my first question about the House forming a TRICOM. Ang tanong ho kasi ng iba, how can they investigate their own?
I would like to think that not all of them would be involved in the flood control projects. Not all of them would be subject to investigation. So therefore, those who are investigating should make sure that they are like the wife of Caesar.
Okay, all right. What about the Senate? What about the Senate? Should the Senate... Should the Senate conduct its own investigation? Sabihin po nating may TRICOM sa House. Ang Senado ho ba dapat din imbestigahan ito?
At this point, it might not be necessary because Senator Ping Lacson is doing an investigation by himself. He has people going around the country looking at these projects that were manifested in the budget of the GAA, for 2025. So he's conducting already his own investigation. Pagdating doon sa aming budget deliberations, when the budget reaches us, for sure, magkakaroon ng investigasyon tungkol dyan. Now, if any member of the Senate would like to convene and say the Committee on Public Works would like to look into this, or the Blue Ribbon Committee would like to look into this. Blue Ribbon, motu proprio, pwede tumawag ng hearing yun eh. So, I will support any investigation, definitely. Kasi sobra Sobra yan, masyadong matindi ang ginawa nila sa 2025 budget sa flood control. And not only the flood control, believe me, when the investigation of Senator Lacson comes out, believe me, it's going to get worse.
What other areas are you seeing? I spoke to Mayor Benji Magalong the other night, sir. Sabi nga niya, isa lang yan, yung flood control projects. Marami pa yan. Asphalt overlay, yung pong mga road safety equipment, isama na
Correct.
yung mga cat's eye, at gayon din. Yung
Cat's eye.
pinakabago, yung
Oo.
pinakabago daw, Tito Sen, ay yung mga solar lights.
Ganun din. Depende kasi kung tama ang presyo, wala tayong problema eh. If your municipality needs it, if your city needs it, and tama ang presyo, walang problema. Pero kung overpriced talaga, alam na natin, talagang niraracket nila yun. May kickback yun, hindi mawawalan yun. Hindi lang yung mga cat's eye, yung mga ganun, na marami pa yan. Iba't iba yung mga na tawag dito na pagkukunan ng kickback eh. Yun ang masakit eh. Kaya basta tama presyo, walang problema. Kunwari, you will submit a asphalting. If there is a program of work, maliwanag kung saan, maliwanag kung iyon, sinabit mo sa DPWH, nagpabiting ang DPWH, legal yon. Pero once na kontratista naglagay, at yung kontratista, siya rin na makakakuha, alam na natin ang nangyari doon. Ganun. Meron pa nga kaming may pinaimbestigahan dati si Senator Lacson na natawa ko, sinusumbong niya sa akin. Meron daw road widening. Walang road.
Pero may budget para sa road widening.
Road widening, walang road.
Well, I guess, Tito Sen, ang mangyayari dito, medyo mamumulat yung mata ng maraming tao. Regarding this, we will be
Correct.
more cautious at babantayan po natin ito because
Correct.
flood
Dapat.
control is just one of them. But I wanna go back to the Senate, sir. Sabi mo nga you welcome any investigation. In fact, the Blue Ribbon can motu proprio initiate an investigation. We had a report today that a senator likewise, Senator Bongo, supposedly had 5 flood control projects in Davao del Sur. Not him, let me repeat that, who went to Alfrego Builders, owned by the half-brother of Senator Go. Ang sabi pa, 2 were completed in 2022 and there were 3 that were completed in 2023, amounting to about 326 million in an area that it's actually really prone to flooding. Yung ganito ho bang sitwasyon or example, pwede ho ba yun? Legal ho ba yun? Pinapayagan ho ba yun?
Unethical at the very least. Unethical at the very least. Kamag-anak mo, dapat pag kamag-anak mo, walang kinalaman sa mga projects or kontrata sa gobyerno. Maliwanag yun. Nasa konstitusyon, nasa revised penal code nga yun eh. So, hindi magandang balita yan kung totoo.
But aside from it, you said at the least being unethical, what else could be the probable fault of a situation like this? Kamag-anak mo, sabihin po natin, na involved po sa government projects. What is the law that disallows this?
The law on the conflict of interest, that alone is enough to prevent that or to ask you to answer for it.
Okay. What about this? Yung kay SP Cheese admitting to receiving 30 million from Centerways Construction. It was part of the top 15 that the president had mentioned. That is actually supposed to be a violation of Article 95 of the Omnibus Election Code. Kasi sinabi nga ni SP Chief, talaga, nandun naman sa kanyang sa dokumento na tumanggap siya ng 30 million mula po dito sa Centerways na kaibigan po niya at kababayan po niya. Pero wala siyang kinalaman sa kahit na anong proyekto from its inception to its conclusion.
I think the point of those who are bringing it up is the fact that whether he has something to do with it or not, it's a violation of the Omnibus Election Code. I think that's the point of the lawyers bringing it up. I myself, I would rather not comment on that. Baka sabihin ako'y kasama sa demolition job.
So you'd rather not comment. Then let's talk about that Omnibus Election Code Section 95. If we can put that up on air, nakasulat po dito na prohibited contributions, no contribution for purposes of partisan political activity shall be made directly or indirectly by, ito po, natural and judicial persons who hold contracts or subcontracts to supply the government or any of its divisions, subdivisions, instrumentalities with goods or services or to perform construction or other works. Juridical persons rather. Ang ibig ko sabihin nito ay hindi kayo bilang mambabatas maaaring tumanggap na kahit na sinong kontratista ng kahit na anong pera sa inyong kampanya.
Basta merong kinalaman sa gobyerno, kikita sa gobyerno or merong trabaho sa gobyerno, hindi kami dapat tumanggap ng kahit anong kontribusyon or tulong. Parang yung bawal sa amin yung tumanggap ng contribution from abroad from foreign countries or foreigners, bawal yun eh. Pareho din yun nun, ganun din yun, bawal yun. It's really a violation, obviously. So we leave it to those bringing it up to bring it to either to the Senate or to the COMELEC.
Who do you think, Senator, is best to conduct this probe regarding being involved or being a contractor or having a family member part of any construction with the government? We understand, of course, Senator Ping Lacson is readying a privileged speech. I think he plans to do this next week, sir, if I'm not mistaken. Pero maliban po sa kanya, para po sa inyo, sino ho kayang pinaka mainam, the best person to do this job or entity to do this job, to spearhead this?
As far as the Senate is concerned, ba tinatanong mo or overall?
Overall,
because
sir.
Kung sa gobyerno, then I will leave it to the president. The president would know best kung sino ang dapat niyang pag-imbestigahin dito. As a matter of fact, yung hawak niya ngayon, halos kumpleto na yun eh. Di ba? I already mentioned this in one interview. 4 days before the SONA, we saw each other. And I told him about how the budget of the DPWH was mangled. And he was very disappointed, believe me. So he would be the best person to say who would investigate. Now, as far as the Senate is concerned, it's either the Blue Ribbon Committee or the Committee on Ethics.
We'll be taking a very short break. We'll continue our discussion with Senate Minority Leader Tito Sotto when we return. Stay tuned. This is On Point. Welcome back. Still with us, Senate Minority Leader Tito Sotto. Tito Sen, balikan ko lang po yung sinasabi niya about the 2025 budget, no? And just for context, of course, you were not part of the 19th Congress when the 2025 budget was put forward in both houses of Congress. Why was this so important to you? Bakit ho parang pinagyan niyo po ito ng pansin at sinabi mo nga kinausap ang Pangulo about it?
Kasi during my term, 4.5 years akong Senate President every now and then, may kakapag-singit o magkakaroon ng insertion. We have always thwarted it. Merong malala sa lahat. Yung iba kasi before the BICAM, sisingit, makikita namin, sasabihin namin, alisin niyo yan, hindi pwede yan, hindi natin pinag-usapan yan. Pero minsan, may nangyari, 2018, 2017, nagpalitan si Speaker Alvarez tapos si Speaker GMA. Tapos na yung budget, niratify na namin sa Senate, niratify sa House, biglang may nakasingit na 75 billion. Ay, hindi ko pinayagan. Ayaw kong pirmahan. So, ano kami, maingat kami dyan. Lalo na may sumbongero ko. Si Senator Lacson, pag may nasilip yun, hindi maaaring hindi magsasabi agad sa akin So, di na pinalusot yun. As a matter of fact, umabot pa sa 95 billion yung nasilip natanggal in that budget no? Okay, now, pag-alis ko, wala akong naririnig na problema, except nitong last 3 years nito, pagdating ng 2025 budget, ano pa naman yun, election budget yun, election year budget yun. Ang daming nagkukuwento na ganito nangyari, meron daw ganito, meron ganitong insertion, meron ganyan. Aba, malala yan, sabi namin. At saka, di ba, remember, there was a controversy whether it's true or not, sabi ng House, hindi raw totoo, but they filled it up. Or the Senate filled it up. Parang ganun yung kwento eh.
Yung blank
Remember, may
items.
mga blank. May mga blank yung budget.
Mm-mm.
There's no such thing as blank. Hindi pwede. Ibig sabihin nun, may naglikot. Kung pinasan ninyo yung blank. At tapos, I have yet to ask my colleagues now because I keep on hearing them talking about saying that they did not sign the BICAM of the 2025 budget. I've been hearing 4 or 5 of them already who were there in the 19th Congress that were saying that they did not sign the budget, the BICAM report, sinasabi nila. So, Monday, I'll probably try to get a copy of the BICAM that was passed and was ratified. Para malaman ko kung totoo yung sinasabi at saka sino-sino yung mga hindi pumirma.
Tito Sen, how important is it for you to be able to find out more about the 2025 budget in terms of what? Insertions ho ba?
Yes.
Okay.
Malala eh. Because look what happened. They removed ilang billion from the budget of the Department of Education, which was, the intent is for the future education of the youth, of the young Filipino. Kinat mo ng malaki. Nilagay mo sa DPWH. Kinat mo yung PhilHealth at saka yung DOH. Nilagay mo sa DPWH. Bakit? Saan yan? Ano nangyari? We have to investigate.
Okay.
We have to find out why, what happened, and who did it, who's behind it.
So, meron ho kayong kakampi sa House who is saying the exact same thing, Congressman Puno. He says, even before tackling the 2026 budget, kailangan daw masolve itong mystery sa 2025 budget. And as you were mentioning a while ago, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 70 billion pesos that was supposed to be for PhilHealth, sir, and about 11 billion pesos for DepEd that was supposed to be part of the budget, according to Congressman Puno, who was also not part of the 19th Congress. Pag-submit daw nila, intact pa daw yung PhilHealth, intact pa din daw po yung sa DepEd. Pero pagdating daw sa Senado, basta nung nawala na daw sa kanila, ay bigla na lang daw natanggal yung budget para sa PhilHealth and sa DepEd. That's why he wants to find out more about this too. So, how do you plan to do this? I mean, you're saying this, you're a member of the Senate Minority Leader, you have a Deputy Speaker of the House saying the same thing. How can this happen? What do you plan to do about it, sir?
I think the figures are different from what we know. First of all, but the what he's saying is true. What he's saying is correct. We might differ on the figures. In the initial investigations of our group, or Senator Lacson for that matter, and that was the initial report that I gave the President. Hindi pwedeng 70 billion lang yung kinuha sa Ang nangyari, DPWH budget in the NEP, National Expenditure Program, was 900 billion. All right? Pagpasa ng House, pinasa ng House papunta sa Senate, it became 875 billion. Nabawasan pa ng 25 billion. Yun yung mga figures na alam namin, nakita namin. Tapos, pagdating sa Senate, papuntang BICAM, naging 1.125 trillion ang budget ng DPWH. In other words, in the Senate, 300 billion yung nadagdag. Ayun yung kaya hindi pa pwedeng yung sinasabi nila, ganun lang. Saan kinuha yung 300 billion? Ang laki from the DepEd, ang laki from the Department of Health. Ang laki ng mga nakuha yun. Definitely, it's obviously a violation of the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials, Republic Act 6713. Dapat talaga imbestigahan yan. Lalo na yung mga financial and material interest na ganyan. Tapos kung ang makakakuha Di ba? Ang makakakuha ng mga kontrata ng malalaking yon ay kaibigan o kamag-anak, ay talagang mabigat. Kawawa naman yung mga kababayan natin. Look, I've been receiving letters from friends, well-meaning friends. They're telling me, kung totoo yung sa DepEd ang binawasan, ang lungkot. Kasi yung kulang na kulang nga ang panggastos natin para sa mga kabataan, para sa edukasyon nila. Bakit doon mo kinuha? Di ba? Ba't yun ang binawasan mo?
Did-
Hindi na lang yung mga pork barrel yung binawasan nyo.
Senator, to be clear, no, the figures did not come from Congressman Puno. That actually came from me. That was from my previous research and understanding, because I also had Secretary Angara. I was just talking about rough estimates, and I could be mistaken, just to be clear about that. But yeah, so sinasabi nyo nga from the NEP, 900 billion si DPWH, pinasa ng House, tinanggalan pa ng 25 billion. Pagdating po sa BICAM, naging 1.12 trillion. So dumagdag po ng 300 billion. Here's a question, sir. Kung dadagdagan nga sa BICAM ng 300 billion, hindi ho ba ang BICAM naman consists of both leaders of the House and the Senate? So silang dalawa po ang pumayag. Just to be clear about this, nadagdagan po ito ng 300 billion. Both members of both houses of Congress.
Yes. So, doon sa yun sa original na BICAM. Ayan, may picture kayo nakikita. Yan yung, di ba, siguro, yun yung BICAM.
Yeah.
Yun yung BICAM nila, no? Pero they always move, pagkatapos mag-meeting yan, they will always move for a smaller BICAM. Pagdating sa smaller BICAM, yan ang maalamin natin. Sino-sino yung nakaharap. Dahil doon nangyari.
Paano nyo ho?
Bawasan.
Yeah. Senator, paano
Doon
nyo ho
sa
kaya?
Doon sa small BICAM.
Yeah. Sabi nga nila pagkatapos daw nung nakikita natin sa TV, ay lumilipat sila sa ibang kwarto para doon sa mas maliit na BICAM.
Not on that day alone. There are, I think, about 2 or 3 instances that they will meet again. As a matter of fact, hindi ba, merong report na a senator went to the House of Representatives for the small BICAM.
Yeah, Senate President Cheese.
We have to find out
Well,
if it's true, what happened. Because you see, once the BICAM is approved, and the both houses approve already and ratify it, no one, not even a member of the Secretariat, can make any unauthorized insertions in any bicameral conference report. Even in a bill alone, bawal yun resolutions, journal, or even the journal, records of the journal, records of the Senate, however simple the insertion would have appeared na simple lang, ganyan, the staff member will be doomed and damned. Ganon yun. Bawal na bawal yun. Parang, nung 9th, 10th Congress kami, I distinctly remember, period at saka semicolon, pinagtatalunan namin nila Neptali, binalik namin sa floor. Bill, binalik namin sa floor. Di ba? Ito, tapos na yung BICAM, insert kayo.
So, yun po yung pinag-uusapan natin Natapos na po yung BICAM, pagkatapos po, dun nagkaroon ng insertion. Okay. Correct, so, there's been this...
That is the report that we have gathered so far. We are going to investigate. We are going to find out more.
And we have reported that.
That is the allegation.
Yeah, we've reported that, sir, na there was supposed to be this 147 billion peso insertion by Senate President Cheese Escudero. We've reported that a number of times. And in fact, sinagot po yan ni SP at sabi nga niya na parang hindi, to the effect, sir, not in these exact words, that there was an insertion that was much more than that. Why look into this this particular insertion? Actually, binalik po niya yung tanong doon sa media na nagtatanong about that. Would you like to quickly comment on that, sir?
No, I didn't hear him say. I didn't hear him say it. I didn't hear him. I'd rather not. I'd rather not comment on that right now. But again, ano yung sagot?
You know what? I'd rather be very sure about that, sir. So I'm gonna skip that for now kasi gusto ko, pinanood ko po kasi yung press conference but I might be...
Hindi ko na monitor Ano yung tanong and then ano yung sinagot? Bakit Yung bakit maliit pinag-iinitan.
Yung maliit, bakit yung 147
Pinag-iinitan, ba't
ang
di malaki?
sinasabi po niya? Opo.
You always start from one small step. You cannot reach 100 pesos if you don't check the 1 peso. Ganun lang kasimple yun.
So also apart from that, sir, just very quickly, no, I have a couple of minutes left. Ito pong Chacha, just to be clear, medyo nagkaroon din kayo ng sagutan ni SP Cheese about this. I'll put that on air. Ang sabi po niya, can we put that on air please? Easy lang po. Kinampihan na nga ninyo ang impeachment ng HOR at ni Speaker Martin, maski sabi ng SC unconstitutional. Ngayon naman po, kinakampihan na din ninyo ang Chacha ng HOR at ni Speaker Romualdez. I'm sure you've seen this, sir.
Yes, I've seen it and I actually answered it sa tinatanong ng media sa akin eh. So sabi ko nga, it may not be my playground but neither is it his circus or comedy bar. But sa akin, ang maliwanag, tinanong lang sa akin ng media, sabi nila, paano gagawin mo? Paano ang pwedeng mangyari kung ang MR i-dismiss ng ang memorandum of
Motion for reconsideration
ay i-dismiss ng Supreme Court na nandoon yung mga bagong requirements at inamend ng Constitution. Ano daw ang gagawin ko? But sabi ko, the only remedy pagka ganun is galawin natin ang Constitution. Di ba? That's the only way. Para alisin natin yung inamend nila sa Constitution. That was what I said. And so if ever that happens, I might support a con or a Constituent Assembly if it's necessary. But I prefer a con. I've never supported Chacha. I'd rather support Katya. Character change. Yun ang kailangan ng mga kasama natin. Hindi ba?
Pero Chacha, sir, just on Article 11 of the 1987 Constitution on impeachment.
Ay, maliwanag sa 1987 Constitution ng impeachment lalo na yung option 3. Pero the requirements that the Supreme Court decision placed practically is amending the Constitution.
Ibig sabihin, sir,
the Constitution as far as Article 11 is concerned.
Yes, what I'm trying to say is sinagot po niya yan sa tanong ng media na ano mangyayari kung i-deny ng Supreme Court yung motion for reconsideration, the number of motion for reconsideration.
Walang remedyo, kundi galawin natin yung Constitution.
Pero
binago nila
Yun nga po yung tinatanong ko. Yun lang ho ba, in case mag-Chacha, yun lang ho ba yung gusto nyong galawin sa Constitution?
At sa akin, kung mag-Chacha at dahilan is binago ng Supreme Court ang Constitution, yes.
Okay.
I will support that. I will support definitely. Alisin natin yung binago nila because ang mahirap lang talaga yung kami kasi ang senators elected, congressmen elected, president elected. Yung nag-a-amend ng Constitution unelected. Paano naman kami papayag? Hindi ba? Ganun I'm for the Constitution. I'm fighting for the Constitution kaya ako kontra yung motion to dismiss. It's not about the personalities involved is of no moment. So yung sa akin is yung preservation of the Constitution. Yun ay pinaglalaban ko. Ngayon, kung gagalawin nila, at sasabihin ganyan, sige, alisin natin yung mga inamin ng Supreme Court. Meron ako idadagdag maganda, Pinky. Ibaba natin ang edad ng presidente to 35. Tapos ibaba natin ang edad ng mga senador, 30. Bakit?
Why?
Nung mag-presidente, 30. Magagaling ang bata ngayon Magagaling yung mga Gen Z, mga millennial, magagaling Ibigay na natin sa mga kabataan na pagpatakbo nitong bansa, baka puro matino pa mailagay natin. Hindi ba? Hindi yung
Baka sabihin nila,
sa mga record.
Senator Soto, this is to siguro allow your nephew si Vico na tumakbo.
Sabi ko na
maging qualified.
Sabi ko na mag-iisip sila ng gano'n. Hindi ko naisip si Vico ron. Naisip ko lang yung gano'n sa Amerika. Baka hindi alam ng mga kababayan natin. The United States Constitution, the minimum age of a President of the United States, si POTUS, is 35.
I see.
At ang mga senador sa Amerika, 30.
All right.
Bakit tayo 40 at saka 35? Bakit? Hindi ko maintindihan eh.
Okay.
Di ba?
All right. Senator Tito Soto, one quick question. We have to go. How would you describe your relationship now with the Senate President?
Cordial.
That's cordial. All right. Senate Minority Leader Tito Soto, sir. Again, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras and I hope you feel better, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's On Point. Join us again tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. here on VNC, the Video Nario News Channel. I'm Pinky Webb. Thank you for watching.